Morning everybody, Monday the 11th of May today. Doesn't time fly when you're having fun? And the wind's blowing that way. I'll just turn around and then you can hear the difference it makes. And I've got one of those little fluffy things now for my microphone, so hopefully that shouldn't actually be too bad, but it is quite a strong breeze. So we're going to walk south, that's the word, south, but we're going to go down here first and we're going to go and see if the water's as clean out at sea as it looked last week, because wow and wow, did you see those videos of the sea last week? It was absolutely beautiful. I never stopped going on about it for the best part of a week. Kevin kept laughing at me because on every video I kept going, just look at that water, just look at that water. But it really has been incredible, and we've put it down in the end to the fact that the wind's been blowing from the east. In fact, if it still feels like it's blowing from the east, it's blowing, feels like it's blowing straight onto my back of my head, I think, ish. Northeast, definitely. So I don't know whether you can actually see from here. While we're still a little bit away from it, I'll just show you the sea. Can you see that there are lines in the sea where you can see sort of different depths of water, and the one nearest to shore is where it's nearest to the sand. When you're a little bit further up, if you're on the first or second floor of a building, it's going to be a bit wobbly this bit because it's soft sand and the wind's just what I can only call sprung up. So if you're on the first or second floor of a building, the view is amazing because you're looking down onto the, in fact I'm going to put my hood up because it's freezing on me ears. That's better. You're looking down onto the sea and you can see all the different layers and different colours in it. It's just gorgeous when you're a bit higher up. You can see it from the piers and things like that. So I'm going to see if we can pick our way through the middle of this bed of pebbles, because I'm not sure that we are going to walk around it. You know this rock, this big, where is it? This big rock here. I think it's there, is it? No, it's not, it's there. I've been looking at that the other day, and you know we've got this story of the mythic coastline. I did wonder whether that rock might be part of the story of the mythic coastline. I wonder if it's... Ooh, that's a bit squashy. I'll change my mind, we'll go the other way. I don't fancy getting stuck. I've kept wondering whether it's part of the story of the mythic coastline and whether it's been put there by mermaids, or maybe the ogre dropped it or something like that. I'm sure if somebody could be creative enough to make a story up. I did wonder if you put a story on Facebook, how many people would believe you. Could be quite amusing. Anyway, going back to the sea. So we'd come to the conclusion that because it was blowing from the east, it's blowing the waves offshore. So because they've not been coming into coast in their normal, shall we say, enthusiastic manner. There's a golf ball here, look. I'll take that back for Kevin. Today's prize from Cleveleys beach. So because the waves are not blowing off the sea onto land in their normal enthusiastic manner, it's not been picking the silt up and the fine sand and making it look as cloudy as it normally does. And then obviously there's a lot of work being done to improve bathing waters and clean the sea up anyway, so it all adds together. But the videos from last week, if you've not seen them already, you really ought to have a look. They're on our YouTube channel on the video diary playlist. And there's two in particular that were filmed at Cleveleys on the steps because the tide was in last week. So there are two that were filmed up there. I'm just going to wash this golf ball off and then I can pop it in my pocket. Concentrate, Jane. There were two that were filmed on the steps, and because you're looking down into the water, you can see straight through the waves into the bottom of the water in the sea. Oh, and it is beautiful. You can see all the pebbles and all these little pretty waves, and it's really, really lovely. But today you can see, it's strange actually, because mostly the wind blows Blackpool's that way, and mostly it blows southwesterly, so it kind of comes from that direction and it blows the waves onto shore from that direction. And today, because it's coming north-northeast, eastish, it's coming the other way around, you can see that the waves are coming the other way. Even as near to them as we are here, you can see that they're coming that way. And it always looks really odd, because we all live on the first floor on the seafront. We're a little bit higher up, so we're looking down onto it. And when the waves are blowing in a different direction, it always makes the sea look really strange. You get used to seeing it looking a particular way. I'm sorry if this is bouncy, it's quite a long way actually to low tide. Looks as if it's coming in, so we'll just have a look at the water and then we'll turn round and start going back, because getting cut off is not on my agenda today. So you can see, look how gorgeous it looks. Look how clear that is, right up to the edge. But then you get a little bit further in and it's picking sand up again, so it's back to its normal slightly murky colour, but gorgeous nonetheless. So we need to scoot quickly now, because we are on what will become a sandbank, and you see lots of people on sandbanks on this beach. And if you're not aware of the tide and aware of where it is and what it's doing and whether or not it's coming in, it's so easy to get cut off. In fact, we're going to go back the way we came because it's coming round. Can you see it's not cut off yet. There's a pool here straight in front of us. There's a pool here, and then it's coming up this channel. You see it? It's coming up that channel that way, and then it's going to join up to this and make a sandbank where I'm stood. So we're going to go back this way. You've just got to be so careful. We see so many people that get stuck on sandbanks. So easy to do. We've not been here very long, and me and Chrissy had come out for a walk one. It was a Sunday tea time or something like that. Beautiful evening in autumn, and we went walking up towards Cleveleys, and we got stuck on a sandbank, and it's the one and only time I've ever done that. By did we run. And I mean, if you know my mum, you know she's only got little legs, and I did life-saving as a youngster. So I'm planning exactly how I'm gonna swim her off this sandbank. It's quite frightening actually. I've never done it again. Just comes in so quickly. back on terra firma. That's better. This is that lovely hard sand that a tide leaves behind that's easy to walk on. That soft sand's awful. So squishy. It's difficult on your legs. I don't feel quite as bad as I did though, because you can probably tell by the way that the camera's wobbling up and down that I'm walking quite briskly. You can tell by the way that I'm puffing like an old man. So here we are at Mary's Shell. Just look at the way that that's lovely. Can you see that the way that the light's catching on the seaweed on the groin? In fact, we'll walk along this groin because I just noticed something else. You know, I've kept saying about the beach eroding and being cut out. Look at the difference in the stones here. These grey stones at the bottom are the ones that were positioned underneath the beach when this ground was originally built. So the line of the sand was originally there, joining up to the steps. And if you remember, that short length of wooden ground used to be really, really tall. And the beach is built up there and it's eroded a little bit further out. So all these really clean rocks should be underneath the height of the sand. So that just shows you how much the beach has washed away, and the ones that are covered in green have got algae and seaweed on them because they've been in the water. Fascinating. Every day is a school day. Oh, we're back onto that soft sand. Mary's Shell sat here like a pea on a drum because the beach is cut out. Goodness me, that's moved since last week. It's a fortnight since we came down here when the tide was out, and at that point this was a moderate sandbank, but just look how that's cut away. That's quite a steep, you'll see it better when we get around here. It's quite a steep edge, that just shows how dynamic environment it is and how much it moves. I bet this is muddy. I bet my wellies are off underneath the tap when I get back. Right, we're going down. Just look at that. That's quite astonishing. You can see how much it's dropped. And all the rocks there. In fact, you can see there where the sand is. That's the level of the beach that would have carried through along those rocks. Amazing. Oh, that's nice clean water. Right, I'm back to Mary's Shell. So we'll see what the new regulations are for this week when they've made their mind up what they're telling us. So don't forget to tell all your friends to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'll love you and leave you here, and we'll be back out tomorrow for another walk on the beach. So depending on what they say, we might be going a little bit further afield and doing a bit more exploring. So until tomorrow, I love you and leave you. Have a nice day and stay safe. Toodaloo.